All right, welcome to episode 16 of the Brown Balls podcast. It's me,
Yeah.
Tapas here. How you doing, buddy?
Good, bro. Good. We're dedicated, bro. You know what time is it right now, man? Here, I'll show you. It's
11:06 your time is right. You are in the East Coast.
They need some espresso, man.
Oh, is that your sugar with side of coffee?
Exactly. As you know,
So for those of you who don't know, Kenil likes his coffee pretty much with a little bit of coffee and then like at least 4 to 5 spoons of sugar. So I just say he's having sugar with a side of coffee because that's literally what it is.
That's what me and Tapas are, made a match in heaven here, dude. He doesn't need sugar. I need sugar in my coffee.
Yeah,
So I take all his sugar. I'm like, you need milk, sugar? Nah, okay, cool. Let me have it, man.
I drink black coffee, and this guy's over here just
Opposite.
pouring.
Shit.
All right, man. Let's get into it, dude. We have a lot of NFL news to go through today. As of right now, the Monday Night Football is still going on, so we're kind of watching it live as we are doing this.
It's about 12 minutes and change left. Oh my God, a big play by, I think, Jerry Duty right now. Browns are down by 6 with 12 minutes and change left right now, man. Homecoming game for him, man. I mean, got traded in the mid-season and like...
He's at 202 yards right now. It's crazy, man. Good for him, though. I mean, I know the Browns are not really playing for anything, but for the Broncos, it's a huge game. They definitely need this win to stay in the wild card. But let's get into the last week results. First and foremost, let's see how I did. I know last week was a good week for me.
I knew you were going to bring that up. There's a reason I didn't put that in the agenda. There's a reason why I didn't put that shit in the agenda, right? I skipped on purpose the results.
I knew I had to win on that one.
Okay, look.
So let's go through
right
some
now,
of the games.
Okay, it wasn't sweep, all right? Put it that way.
No,
so currently, we had 7 games that we did not agree on.
Yeah.
And currently you're 5-1, and the 7th game has not been decided because I chose the Browns and you chose,
it's still,
the Broncos. So you could have. So it could be 5-2, and maybe 6-1. But again, man, what saved me, man, was you picking the Ravens at the wrong week. That's all that matters to me, So
the Ravens, that is gonna be a game we definitely talk about. But let's get through some more interesting games. So we have the Lions and the Bears. This game cost the Eberflus his
we gotta talk about that. What happened, man? Well, okay. First of all, this game did not cost his job. This guy can't coach for shit. First of all,
that's for sure.
What the hell was that, dude? Please tell me. What the?
There's two things that I look at, right? I mean, they're obviously coach. It's his fault, right? He has a rookie quarterback. You know better. You should just call a timeout instead of trusting the rookie to make the play or decide on what to do, because that's exactly what he did. He let Caleb decide any change of play because the play doesn't look right, and Caleb just kind of took his sweet ass time and ended up having to do a Hail Mary instead of a potential first down and do a kick. But yeah, that as a coach, that's not his first mess up. Obviously, it all started with that Hail Mary against the Commanders. You remember not having to do the Hail Mary in itself was worse, but the play before that was actually the worst thing ever because he let them have 15 yards for free. Yeah. And they kind of just snowball into they fire the offensive coordinator. Still nothing's happening to him. Caleb looks a lot better, but there's still not a lot of good decisions being made. And then obviously now you have this huge blunder with the potential to tie the game, and they decided to just throw it away. And even the Lions were shocked. They're like, we won this game. It's just so easy. It was crazy. What do you think?
Look, man, my take is this, right? You're going to be shocked, right? The coach is an idiot, right? That's not a shocker. Who's an idiot, to be honest with you? It's Caleb. Right? I mean, you're the captain, right? You know exactly what's going on in the game. And look, Tapas, it's not like Caleb hasn't gone through this, right? Fine, he hasn't gone through this in the NFL, but come on, man. He played 3 years in college, right? I mean, you do have that 2-minute offense. I mean, you are going to be you have a timeout in your pocket. Like, what are you doing as a captain, as a quarterback?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, what did they start off with? Like 26 seconds or so? Something like that, And they just took their time. What was Caleb doing? That's my question.
Yeah.
The thing is this, he's an extension of a coach, right? I understand the coach is an idiot. He doesn't know what he was doing, to be honest with you, right? At least as a quarterback, if you know your offense is not getting up or offensive line or anybody's not getting up and lining up properly, or even the play is not coming in, or whatever the case they're waiting for. First of all, they should be waiting for a play. I mean, no one's gonna, you Caleb number 1 pick. I mean, you should know what play is gonna be running right there at the time, right? And it was a 3rd down, right? So it wasn't like it was a 4th down, right? I mean, it was a 3rd down. Just call a goddamn timeout, man. Like what are you doing? Everybody was shocked. Like, why are you not calling a timeout? Like at that. And the thing is this, man. That first half, Caleb looked horrible, and then second half, he came out, and started doing what Caleb does. Plays well, right? But come on, man. You're a captain, and I mean, you're a quarterback. I mean, going in as an owner, let me just rewind this a little more, man. Brady wouldn't do this.
Right.
Burrow would not do this.
Right. Peyton Manning,
Josh Allen wouldn't do this. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Even Rodgers, Jordan Love,
right.
They're smart QBs, man. I mean, you have 20 seconds left. You have 1 timeout, and then okay, fine. You don't want to call a timeout. You want to see what's happening. But under 10 seconds, you're still not going to call a timeout, and you're going to hike the ball when it's 6 seconds left.
Yeah, I was surprised that, honestly, I agree with your take there. I was surprised that the coach got so much blame because even as a rookie, Peyton Manning's not gonna make the mistake. Tom Brady, everyone knows game management, and the worst part is that his team did line up, but he changed the play. So if you're gonna change the play, then you go, okay, we got an audible, blah blah blah, go, and snap it. Whereas he's just kind of like, I don't know what I'm watching the last few seconds. He's just sitting there just standing around that was so weird to me to watch a quarterback just dude. I mean, you have plenty of time in the world. You're literally maybe 20 yards out from a legitimate field goal range. I think even if they converted a first down, it still was not close enough. But with 40 seconds, you can get 20 yards easily with 40 seconds and then get into range. But he was just standing around. So
the headlights,
I get it. Yeah, and so I get it. This is an embarrassing victory. They're not gonna bench Caleb Williams. At this point, they might as well just fire the coach. I think that's what it is. Is we need somebody to take this bad loss, and it had to be the coach. Honestly,
but why didn't the media deny and blame him? And only blame the coach.
That was surprising to me too because I was watching. I get the coach has some issues, but come on, Caleb has to make better decisions than that. He just froze.
You're a captain, man.
Weird.
I mean, that's like saying for example. Because Caleb is compared to Patrick Mahomes. That's like saying Patrick Mahomes did not call a timeout with 20 seconds left. Right. Let the clock wind down last play. Who does that?
That would never happen.
Don't do that, man.
But
Brown took the lead by 1. By the way, he's letting you know, updating you right now. They score a touchdown. Hey, man, Broncos lose, dude. That means Dolphins are alive. Indianapolis are alive. Everyone, I mean, there's still 5 games to go, I think.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time though. All right, next up we got the Cowboys and the Giants. This was pretty much expected by everybody. 20 Cowboys winning this one. Again, we're not going to go into it because the Giants suck.
Cowboys suck.
I know some of the Cowboys fans are trying to have hope, but there's no hope there. Come on,
what hope?
5-7.
No,
there's no
what hope. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
Do you legitimately have hope for them?
No, there's no hope.
Okay,
what hope?
So this is just a whatever game. This is a pat on the back. Great job. I guess the biggest thing out of this is that there is rumors that Mike McCarthy will come back as Cowboys coach. Do you think it's a good move or bad move?
Something Jerry Jones will do, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Jerry Jones move for sure.
It's like if you zig, you're gonna zag. I'm gonna go the opposite. It's like, dude. I understand that nobody likes Mike McCarthy right now as a coach for Cowboys, and his writing's on the wall. Yeah. But as an owner, just flat out stupid moves you bring him back.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you can tell the players gave up on him this year after what happened in the wild card game against Green Bay. Mm-hmm. That'd be the dumbest move ever, man. To be honest with you, if they even bring him back, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but there isn't a single coach out there that would fit Jerry Jones right now.
It's not even about that. I would rather have any other coach besides Mike McCarthy.
No, I agree.
But
Jerry Jones needs somebody who he can still call the shots at the end because I think somebody pointed out you bring Deion Sanders, he's a face of the franchise. You bring Belichick, he's a face of the franchise. Jerry Jones needs to be face of the franchise, nobody else. So you cannot take that away because right now he is, right. Everyone still looks at every loss for Cowboys is Jerry Jones, what are you doing? So he likes that. I don't think bringing any other coach will it will take away his spotlight, which he doesn't want to give up either.
I mean, think about it. What happened this year? They didn't perform at all, and coach was Mike McCarthy. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying bring a big time coach because Jerry Jones will not let that happen because he wants to be the talk of the town and the city. You know, it's not the coach, right? Like Dion's gonna do that, and like Belichick will do that. He's probably gonna promote like an offensive coordinator, or probably bring another offensive coordinator from another team, and just kind of like not a high level name. You know, but just bring someone in, right? The smart thing to do is bring a high-level name because the thing is you want to win a Super Bowl. If you have any aspiration to win a Super Bowl, is to bring like Mike Bravo, who's still waiting to get hired.
That would be good.
Yeah, he's a good coach, actually. Exactly. He's like defensive minded for sure, right? Or, you know, Robert Saleh, man. You need defense in that. He's not a bad option. I mean, you know, he didn't get a fair shot in Jets. So, I mean, like you gotta understand, like anybody coming out of the Sean McVay tree or not Mike Shanahan. What's his name from Niners? The son. His tree. Kyle Shanahan. Sorry, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, anybody comes from Sean McVay's tree or Kyle Shanahan's tree, man. They're a good coach, man. So, I mean, Saleh was under Kyle Shanahan as a defensive coordinator. I mean, look at, you know, the guy from Houston, the coach. He's doing great, man. Same thing for Miami Dolphins, right? Dan McDaniels is doing great, too.
Yeah.
And same thing, you know, so it's like, I think Saleh can still coach, you know. So, I mean, you should look at him. I mean, those are the coaches where could be a yes man to, you know, Jerry Jones, right?
I agree.
And not a high profile.
And I'll probably throw Cliff Kingsbury in there because Cliff Kingsbury can also be a yes man. You know,
he'll be actually a best coach, to be honest with you. He's offensive minded. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's what they need. What Jerry Jones loves. I mean, he loves the offense.
Offensive minded, a coach. You know, so that's the thing, man.
So that'd be kind of interesting. Next game we got up is the Packers and the Dolphins. Again, no surprise here. Packers are absolutely whooping the heck out of the Dolphins.
Too cold, man. For Dolphins, it's too cold.
Let's see what else we got. The Chiefs Raiders. This was a lot.
We gotta talk about that, man. The ending. Yeah, no, you gotta talk about this ending too. What do you do?
Another shady ending, though.
Let me ask you: do you think that was illegal shift or was that a false start, man? Because false starts, they get to keep the ball.
Yeah.
Illegal shift, the fumble recovery stands.
It was a false start. It was a shady play, though. Honestly, I don't know what it is about the Chiefs and their last minute thing, but the refs have a way of bailing them out.
You all like 6-7 refs out there. And a lot of times the ref, you know, when they make a call or something, they kind of say, oh, with the video assistant, it's a first down, or a video assistant, no, it's not. Right away, right? Because they can say that, right? I mean, this is such a big game, dude.
Yeah.
Why are you not going and like discussing
the same game when they lost to the Buffalo team, remember? Mm-hmm. They also had a weird play where it shouldn't have counted. It should have been a incomplete pass.
Yep.
And the refs just didn't even bother to replays it. Yeah, you know what? Chiefs a first down. And it's like, but even the commentators were like, no, that's not that's not a complete pass. Why are you allowing it? And then they just waved it. They didn't even do a replay. Just kept it moving. It's like, what is it about the Chiefs that they just say, you know what, we're going to ignore that and just keep going?
And hindsight, Raiders had nothing to play for, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt them.
Yeah.
Same thing for Chiefs. They're nothing to play for. Technically, Bills are still chasing them by one game to get the home field. That matters, you know. I mean, because Chiefs could have 2 losses. Bills have 2 losses too. Yeah. And you just can't give them that type of win, man. I mean, as much as I like Mahomes and Chiefs, but I mean, call the game right if you're an umpire, man. I mean, a ref.
One thing the last 3 weeks have shown me is that the Chiefs are very shaky. Like, they let the worst team stay around. You know, like, whereas the Lions are blowing everybody out, especially teams they need to beat.
Yeah.
It's completely blowing them out of the water. The Chiefs are finding a way to make every single, like, even the Panthers was an interesting game at the end. Yes. And then, you know, like, because that should have been a potential touchdown, but then they end up bringing it back for the Chiefs. But, like, there's just something about, even against the Raiders, again, the Raiders are not good. They should be winning by 30, and they're won by only 2 points.
They're bored and taking teams lightly, right? And this is a question people usually get. Like, I remember when Lakers were like this too, like toying around with like teams who were like not in their level. Yeah. Do they have a switch? That's my question. Do they have a switch? We'll find out in the playoffs, right? When they face actually more of a what do you call a better team out there, right? Can they be ready to put on the helmet and be ready to play, you know? Yeah. I mean, because you can't mess around with teams like Buffalo or, you know, Ravens or, you know, they're not going to.
Yeah.
You can't take them lightly. You gotta be prepared for that, right? But this is a habit that you don't want, and I mean, if you're a Chiefs fan, I mean, like this kind of team hanging around and stuff, because there's no switch.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it, honestly, because I think this is all going to lead into when they play in the postseason, they probably potentially lose. Not the first round they're probably going to buy, but the next round they probably will lose
divisional game.
They'll lose that team because the AFC again is
it's gonna be either Baltimore or Buffalo in the divisional game for sure.
So loaded, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, so like that's not an easy task to
or even the Eagles, right? If they get the Eagles,
Chargers,
you don't know
Chargers.
Chargers.
Well, Eagles gonna be NFC, right? So they're not gonna face them in the playoffs here. Yeah. So but, Chargers potentially.
Yeah. So it's it's a lot of signs of Chiefs not like potentially repeating, but they're making it interesting for sure. Next thing we got up is the Chargers and the Falcons. The Falcons losing this one by 4. They're still division leaders.
Yes.
But they're considering switching quarterbacks. Would you do it at this point?
Look, man, I don't know what Atlanta's doing, to be honest. I mean, like, why are you losing games when it's winnable? And then at the same time, why your boy, the QB of them, Atlanta Falcons,
bad game,
four INTs, man? Like, come on. I mean, this is winnable game against the Chargers. I understand they Bucks are kind of tied now, 6-6, I think. But they have the season series because they beat Bucks twice already, So but you can't. I mean, there's still 5 games left. I mean, they should be running away with this division, man. I mean, I don't even know why they're. I don't know, man. I mean, and now, I mean, honestly, if they have a QB switch, I'll tell you right now, Atlanta's not making the playoffs. That'd be the worst.
That's why I agree with it. I think if they switch QBs, they're not going to make it because the rest of the way their schedule is not bad. I mean, the next game is the Viking, which is tough. Then they got the Raiders, Giants, Commanders, and Panthers, which are all winnable for the Falcons. So I think they can still win the division, minus maybe a loss to the Vikings. So, but I think throwing a rookie out there at this point in the season, when you are still potentially in the division lead, like I think it's a bad move to switch. But Kirk Cousins is a veteran; he'll figure it out. He knows what he's messing up on, right? I mean, Jared Goff had a 5 interception game as himself, but he came bounced right back, right? So I think with Kirk Cousins, you just let him running out. You never know.
I agree. But at the same time, you shouldn't make a move right now, man. I mean, you're right there.
I mean, they're losing bad games, honestly. They're losing very bad games. All right, then we got the Steelers and the Bengals. I think this was one that you and I disagreed with. I had the Steelers winning this one. But yeah, Russell Wilson, he is a revived man. They are now still in the division lead, 44-38. First time we've seen the offense really blow up like that. Are the Steelers legit? What do you think?
I mean, they don't scare me in the playoffs. They don't. They're a good team, man. Well-coached team, right? It's a Mike Tomlin well-coached team. But the
offense is putting up points now. Before it was just defense they were winning it by, but now the offense is showing
if you look at it, right, if AFC, right, like when dust is settled, the playoff teams are going to be Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo, Chargers, either Broncos, maybe one more team in there I'm missing right now, but I will choose any team over Steelers.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they don't scare me, man. If Steelers face any of those teams, I'll tell you right now, maybe besides Broncos, Chargers can beat them in Pittsburgh. So they don't scare me, man. But
one thing about Russell Wilson is that he will find a way to look really bad. In a very important game, he will go back to just a shell of himself. He looks good right now. He looks really happy. But I think eventually when the cards are stacked against him, he does sort of seem to fade under pressure.
Let me ask you a question. In the last 10 years, have you seen any loaded team being this out of the playoffs like Cincinnati is? Cincinnati is if you look at their roster up and down, man, they're in the conversation with Baltimore and Buffalo. In the last 10 years, I can't remember a team missing a playoff with this loaded.
Yeah.
They just been so unlucky, man. This season is crazy because every team they face is just.
This year we have 2 teams. We have Cincinnati and we have the Niners.
The Niners, they can say that they weren't healthy, right?
Right.
They can say that we have McCaffrey yeah, they're gonna bitch about McCaffrey and then also Ayuk being out, right?
Yeah.
And then so they're gonna say that, oh yeah, McCaffrey, our running back, our leader, our whatever. I already know Niners fans, they're gonna say that. But I agree with you. Niners, they should still make the playoffs. They should win this division, man. The Rams division is not hard. I'm sorry, dude.
I guess that's exactly my point. Yeah, like
Rams division is not hard.
It's not like the Bengals division where it is very loaded. Right, like
Baltimore Steelers,
in the Niners division, it's super winnable. Even minus McCaffrey, like it's super winnable for them, and they just cannot seem to win a game at all.
Dude, so imagine my Niners.
But yeah, I agree. This is a very disappointing season for the Cincinnati Bengals. Their defense has been the biggest issue. Their defense has given up more than 30 points in the last 6 games. It's crazy. I mean, today I'm watching ESPN. They're blaming Joe Burrow. Man, what do you want Joe Burrow to do? He's putting up 38 points for you.
He can't play defense, man. I mean,
I know 38 points against a good defensive team like Pittsburgh, and then in return, your own defense gives a 44 to a team that does not score. Pittsburgh, remember that one game they won only by field goals. Like that's the kind of team they played, and they gave a 44 points. So I just don't understand how these ESPN people were like saying, oh yeah, Joe Burrow is the reason. Like why would he? He's having a phenomenal season. Mm-hmm. If they had a better win record, he might be in the MVP conversation. But because they don't, he's not even close to it.
I have my fantasy team, man. He put some numbers, but
yeah, he's leading the league in passing yards. He's doing such a great job overall. Like I just understand.
Jamar Chase is having a good year as well too, man. Like he's leading. So, scoring touchdowns. I don't know, man.
It's just a defense. Like I mean, what again? What do you expect Joe Burrow to do? Play defense while he's out ahead?
Dang, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but that's like a loaded team that's gonna miss the playoff. Little update here on current game going on. They hit Broncos just hit a field goal. They're up by 2 with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left, man.
6-1, baby, 6-1.
Browns have the ball. You think Jameis Winston? Damn, 30 for 49, 446 yards, dude, by Winston. Sheesh.
Just wait. Once Jameis Winston with a pick coming up soon. Don't worry.
That's he got sacked, right? He just got sacked right now. Okay.
Speaking of quarterbacks who don't come up under pressure. All right. Next up, we got another close game: Vikings and Cardinals. Vikings winning by 1 game.
That was a good game.
You're happy.
That was a good game. Yeah, that was a really good game. Yeah.
But the Vikings by one single point, which again you're probably happy as a Rams fan.
Hell yeah.
And then Colts beating the Patriots. I think this is the one game that you chose Patriots for some reason, and Colts win this one by 1 point.
Did you see that game, by the way? What the hell? I was going to win that game, by the way. Just letting you know that. Did you see that game? Like, did you see the ending?
I did not see.
All right. So the Pats were winning the whole time, right? Like, not lying to you. And then, so they're up by 7, and Indianapolis hasn't done shit all game. Decides to, with 2 minutes, this is what Chicago should do. With 2 minutes offense, they go down the field and score, right? So instead of going for a field goal to go to overtime, their asses go for 2 points to win the game.
Ooh.
And they won the game.
That confident, huh?
They won the game.
Damn.
By 1. I was like, yo.
Ballsy.
I was supposed to win this game. I marked it off. Okay, I won this game. I'm good, because I mean, it's like about a minute and a half left. I have no faith in Richardson, to do this.
Right.
I won this game. All right, but nah. They go for a 2-point conversion and they make it and they win the game, man. What the hell?
Crazy. All right. Next game up, we have the Seahawks beating the Jets. The Seahawks were down by 2 touchdowns in this game. And Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Conspiracy himself, just somehow found a way to lose this game. The biggest talk out of this is, do the Jets release him or bench him? What happens? What do you think is most likely? Do they bench him for the rest of the year, or do you think they let him play and then they release him at the end of the season? It's about $30 million salary dead cap for his.
Look, man, this is the way I see it. I hate referring to Lakers all the time, but this is what I hear about it all the time. Is that you're doing this for future players, and if you want to stay, if you as an owner and as a franchise, if you want to have a good rep, as much as you want to release the guy right now. You want to give him respect and release him during the offseason when the time is right? And let it be. Because it's gonna be dead money regardless. I mean, they're not gonna save a nickel right now, so let the season be over. I mean, you can bench him, that's fine, but you don't want to he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know why, but he's a Hall of Famer. So what I'm trying to say is that other other future players will assess what Jess did, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the players, because players talk, right? And they'll see how they treated a Hall of Famer, right? Rodgers. So you want to show some type of respect and just kind of just wait it out. When season's over, clean the house. That's the way to do it, you know, and don't bring attention right now. There's no point to be talked about, you know. The season's been disaster. I mean, if I were them, just bench them and see what you guys have in your backups and move on with your life. And just, I mean, there's nothing you can do. What's your take on it, man? You tell me.
I would personally let him keep playing. Hopefully, he has a few good games where he looks really good, and then trade him because you know the Jets don't want him
Dude,
back,
nobody
right?
wants him,
They
bro.
definitely don't
I
want him
mean,
back.
nobody know. He doesn't even have a
If
value.
you get a fifth rounder for him instead of cutting him, you get a fifth rounder. I would take.
He's not worth anything right now, man. With that contract, I mean, yeah, he still has one more year left. I think. I don't think anybody even wants that contract, or even no one's gonna give any kind of draft pick because I don't see that happening, man.
Because the Jets, I have a very strong doubt that they want anything to do with him going forward. They're even saying that he may potentially just be like injured for the rest of the season and just not play.
Just bench him. Exactly.
I just say instead of saying an official bench, just saying, "Oh, you're injured, we're not gonna play you," and just keep you healthy until we cut you or trade you. But yeah, I mean the Jets have to get out of this Aaron Rodgers dilemma because again, I do think on paper they have a very, very good team that can be very competitive. They just need a strong leader. And I mean, I know the coach is new and he's kind of also lost himself.
He's just an interim coach, man. So he's interim,
right? So like maybe you get a good coach like Mike Vrabel in there, someone really strong-willed. You get a good, decent QB in there and develop these guys, you'll be fine.
All right, pick six. Touchdown for Broncos. They won. My gosh.
Right on cue, brother. I told you, Jameis Winston.
You threw that interception, man. I know, you said it. You called it, man. That's why you didn't see my reaction when you were talking? Because, dude, that interception grab was crazy. One-handed by the DB, dude.
I have the game on the other screen, and mine is delayed by a whole play. So, like, when you said he got sacked, it was still, like, loading into the fourth quarter.
True, okay.
So I'm probably going to watch the pick six now.
Like, one-handed grab, bro. Like, two-handed and one-handed, like, landed, and then he ran.
Oh, my God. And and of course, oh my God, the dude shouldn't even touch him. Jeez. Goodbye. Good night. Game over.
Wow.
6-1, baby. 6-1. Let's do it. But yes, I think Aaron Rodgers, he probably should just call it a career, honestly. Just, I mean, his boys coming to the White House.
I was rooting for his ass, dude. Dude, they were up by 2 touchdowns. They could have been up by 3 touchdowns. Then he throws an interception, and that was the guy who caught for Seattle, something Leonard or whatever. Former Jet, and the longest return, a 97-yard return. I was watching that game. I was like, dude, they could have been up by 3 scores. Because, like, that helps the Rams. Right. Man, freaking Seattle end up winning, dude. And then, okay, fine, forget it. Fine. The game was still winnable. Yeah. What is he doing in the last 2 minutes?
Incomplete pass, and yeah, that was a really bad one.
I mean,
he shelves himself now, man. He's a very small shelf. So I think, again, when the Seahawks had that interception, he just lost all confidence in his team. Just completely wiped out.
You are not Myles Garrett, some other Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
And Devontae Adams. How do you lose all hope, man? Please tell me.
Yeah.
Like,
crazy.
What are you? Like,
all right, next up we got Commanders whooping the Titans 42-19. Nothing new. Texans whooping the Jaguar. We had that really nasty play.
That actually became a closer game in the end, though.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it was a ass whooping, I don't know why that game became close. Houston, there's something off with, man. I think
that personal foul on the what's that guy's name?
Al
Shahir, something like that, right?
So yeah,
Al Shahir, I think. And then they're saying that potentially Trevor Lawrence will be out for the season because of that.
Yeah.
Rough play. I mean, a lot of talk today was around whether or not quarterback should be sliding or not. But honestly, that's probably the safest move. I think the reason why some of these defensive backs go after him is because of the Mahomes effect, where he pretends that he's going to go slide and he runs an extra 5 yards.
Exactly.
So now I think a lot of people are like, well, we're just going to make sure he's down. Is he actually going to slide or not? And they just kind of go crazy with it.
Yeah, but I mean, again,
Because before that, before Mahomes was doing all this stuff, like, it was a known thing. Hey, the quarterback's running, he'll probably slide. We'll let him slide. And then Mahomes started doing the whole, I'm going to pretend, and then he would just keep going. I think ever since then, like, people are like, okay, we don't trust it anymore.
Exactly.
So let's see. Next up, we got the Rams beating the Saints. Well.
Whose house? Rams
Chargers
house.
house. But a good game by the Rams. I think the next week is the big game for them, right? The Bills.
Dude,
I think that would be the
I think
big.
that's a loss. To be
You think
honest,
so?
with the
You're already
Buffalo,
calling it?
I'm not calling it, but I mean,
In
everyone's
Buffalo?
calling
Yeah.
it. But you know me, man. I'm not gonna go against my Rams in SoFi, but Buffalo, man. They just, you know what?
Very good win.
The only good thing we have in our back right now with playing them is that they just clinched their division, so they might have a hangover, which is great. Let them have that hangover. You know, they wore that T-shirt.
I always think Buffalo want to keep winning and hope that Kansas City loses one of their games.
Yeah,
so that way they
season
can
series,
to buy, right? Because they're
exactly.
9-2 right now. Or sorry, 10-2. So I think the Buffalo will probably stay very strong, and hopefully the Chiefs rather will lose the game.
Yeah, but the Rams and the Saints game, man, it was weird. You know, this is the first game that Sean McVay did not score any points in the first half. There was 0. The shutout, man. I mean, the score doesn't really seem to be a shutout because it was a pretty high scoring game if you look at it, right? Yeah. But the first half, Rams didn't score, man. The game was 3-0 or 6-0. Sorry, 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
And then boom, coming out of the second half, man, back to back touchdowns, like left and right, dude. Like him and Derek Carr couldn't miss or something. Like they were just like throwing, left and right touchdowns, So, but I mean, we ended up winning, so it was great, I mean, I thought we were gonna lose this game or something the way it was going. We couldn't even get first downs in the first half, man. Yeah. So
it's weird. It is weird to see a McVay offense get kind of just stagnant like
shut out, bro.
Yeah, they're usually very strong out of the gate, and then they kind of dwindle away. But
exactly.
All right, next up we got in OT, we got the Buccaneers beating the Panthers to stay alive in their division.
That was a weird game too.
Yeah. And then we got Eagles and Ravens. This was a close game, 24-19. I know our boy is he's shouting to the world why are the Eagles not legit.
Oh my God! Give them the flowers, right?
Give them a good win by the Eagles or a bad loss by the Ravens.
I personally think that Ravens lost more than Eagles won this game.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Tucker, what the hell's wrong with you?
Justin Tucker missed. Yes, dude.
Like that changes the game. People don't realize. Not
they
one, not two, but like, I mean, you missing field goals left and an extra point. Like, you can't do that, dude. It changes the way the mindset is
on the table because of
that. But that 8 points is huge at that time because the game was so close. Even though the game kind of came out to be a little blown out, but like still, it was reachable, man. I mean, those points matter, Yeah. Like the saying goes in football, right? Field goals will not help you, but they will hurt you.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening. It hurt the shit out of them, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think I think this is a bad loss by the Ravens. And I know Justin Tucker has been struggling the last 4 games, I believe it is, where he's missed a lot of field, which is not like himself. And yeah, I was watching the game and just like seeing him miss some of these that are pretty much layups for him. I was seeing him miss it wide left and wide right. I was just like, something is obviously going on over there.
Exactly.
But you're right. I think if they were up, if they had that 8-point lead, which they would have if they had converted all of his field goals, and the Eagles would have to march down the field and score 8 points, which would have been much more difficult for them to do, considering that Saquon, relatively to what his normal average is, he didn't have a great game. He had 107 yards, but you can tell that the Ravens were playing much better run defense on him. So, and I don't think Jalen Hurts was going to bring them back. But again, Eagles 10-2, they look very, very good. Don't get me wrong, but this was definitely this was a very bad loss by the Ravens.
It was, man. I mean, especially you lost to Steelers, now you lose to Eagles. Yeah. I mean, I think Steelers. I mean, especially Steelers losing last week to Browns. I mean, they kind of made up that ground they lost to, the week prior to
being Chargers.
Yeah, and so I think the season's over. I'm not sorry, division's over. I think Steelers might just take it now.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have one more game left, head to head. I mean, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the way, the Baltimore Ravens, besides the Steelers game, they have the Giants, Texans, and Browns, which I think they can definitely beat them. And I do believe that they will beat the Steelers at home. So, again, it will probably still come down to the end.
Yeah.
But this was a game that they really needed to win. And I think the Eagles for sure win that division. There's no thing there. I mean, the Commanders.
It's crazy, though, man, because Minnesota and the Eagles both have 2 losses, and they're breathing down the Lions' back right now with 1 loss.
Yeah.
And this Thursday Night Football, man, is Green Bay versus the Lions.
It's crazy. It'll be good. That'd be a great game. You still have hope for the Browns? I see you like looking at like there's no hope, man. They're not gonna win.
There's another interception, bro. There's another interception. I was like, God dang it.
All right, last game for Sunday Night Football was the Bills and Niners. This wasn't even close. Bills absolutely dominating them in the blizzard. Josh Allen looked freaking amazing as always. Not the best stats, but in given what happened, he definitely looked very, very dominant. He's the first quarterback ever to score a receiving, rushing, and a passing touchdown.
This is crazy.
First ever.
Crazy. And he comes in a snow game too, where you can barely see 1 yard. Huh? So that was a great game, man. They're coming together at the right time.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
He looks much more fresh and relaxed. Maybe I don't know if it's engagement or if he's what I think, but he looks much more relaxed.
Well, like what we alluded to in week 4, he doesn't have to worry about Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that one receiver who wants the damn ball, and gets pissed at him when he doesn't, right? So yeah. I mean,
he's got a good young core. He's got the defense has definitely stepped it up over last.
They got the perfect veteran receiver, Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
they need it, and they got that. It's such a perfect fit, man. He's actually a really good receiver, but with that BS.
Yeah, he does his job, and he was the one that passed him the football to get his passing touchdown.
Such a great fit, man. Like honestly, that's such a great fit. Like
I do root for Josh Allen. I know, I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he deserves all the credit.
He's a Cali guy, I think. Yeah. So I was root for him, man.
Definitely very, very cool. He is back all the way. The Niners, McCaffrey popped something. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
Slow down. There's something in his.
So if you're the Niners, right? You were 5-7. Do you just shut him down now? I mean, what's the point of playing?
Yeah.
If you're Niners, just
they're not competitive.
Just call it a washed year and just.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
They're not competitive.
They're beatable, man.
Yeah.
And so there's no point to how McCaffrey come out and play, man. I mean, they put him on IR, so he's done he's basically done for the season because there's only 5 games left.
Yeah.
So IR is 4 weeks. So what's the point of bringing even if they do make the playoffs? What's the point? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the Eagles of last year. Eagles started off hot, 10-0, and then they made the playoffs and they lost to Buccaneers right away. In the first round. It's kind of like that. It's it's over, man. You're going downhill. They can't win anymore. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you shut it down. Just call it a season. Just get everybody back and get everybody healthy, and then you're good to go. Exactly. All right, let's go through next week real quick. Make our picks, and then I know we have some updates for NBA as well. All right, so I think the game of the week. I'll probably say it now. Game of the week probably is going to be the Packers and Lions.
The Rams and the Bills. Yeah, I heard you. I got you. Rams and the Bills.
Packers and Lions, Thursday Night Football. Detroit is favored by 3.5 at home. Give me the Lions.
It's in Detroit, not in
it's in Detroit. Yeah.
Okay.
Ford Field. Give me the Lions. So you can be Mr. Go now.
Fuck.
Again.
Fuck no. I got the Lions too, man. Especially with
all right.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Titans and Jaguars. Likely, Trevor Lawrence not playing this, so give me the Titans here. They're favored by 3.5 points at home. Probably a game no one's gonna watch anyways.
Jones.
No Trevor Lawrence, man. Really?
Mac Jones is their backup. Give me Jags.
All right.
Mac Jones Mac Jones is out there to prove he can play still, right? So yeah, man.
All right, then you got the Dolphins and the Jets in Miami. The Dolphins are favored by 6.5 points against the Jets. Give me the Dolphins.
Same.
All right, we got a really good matchup here. Falcons and Vikings. This is gonna be in Minneapolis. The Vikings are favored by 5 points. Give me, I don't know what it is. Give me the Falcons.
Okay. I got the Vikings. Vikes.
Next up, we got the Saints and the Giants in MetLife Stadium. Saints are favored by only 5 points. Really? They must not be that good. Give me the Saints.
Same here, dude. I don't know what the whole Giants are going to be doing.
All right. We got the Eagles and the Panthers in Philly. Philly is favored by 12.5 points in this game. Give me Philly. Easy win for them.
Yeah, easy, man. We're gonna hear our buddy, talk about that all.
They're 11-2. Why are you guys like flaming them champions right now? Like there's two other teams that are better than them. But okay. Browns and Steelers. We got the Steelers at home against the Browns as 6.5 points favorites. Give me the Steelers after what I just saw with the Browns.
Browns are not gonna get lucky like they did last week against Steelers again. Yeah. There's no way. Steel City, dude.
All right, we got the Bucks and the Raiders. Bucks are favored by 7 at home. Give me the Bucks. Easy.
Bucks, same here, man. Easy. They know they can make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good game for you here. You got the Seahawks and the Cardinals, division rivals, playing each other. Cardinals are favored by 3 points at home.
Yeah.
Give me the Seahawks.
I got the Cards.
Oh, awesome.
Because the thing is this, man, because Cards need it, to be back in the playoffs. Seattle has like a whole game lead right now.
You're saying that because you want the Seahawks to lose because you know the Rams will lose for sure. That's why. Okay. Next game we got the Bills and the Rams at SoFi.
You know what? Let's talk about that game last. Continue after this.
Okay. All right. We'll go to the next game. We got the Bears and the Niners. This is gonna be in SF. 4.5 points for the Niners. Again, Matt McCaffrey probably out, but still give me the Niners.
It's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Niners.
I mean, Rams lose, Niners win.
Shut the hell up.
The Seahawks lose. They're right back in it, brother. What you got?
We'll see.
You got Bears?
No. I got the Niners.
Yeah. Okay.
I got the Niners.
All right. We got the Chiefs and the Chargers in Kansas City. KC is favored by 4 points only. Give me the Chargers for the Chiefs' second loss.
Oh, really? I got the Chiefs.
Go Bolts, man. Come on.
Dang, dude.
Do this. Last but not least, two teams that are not doing well in their own right. Bengals and the Cowboys. Bengals are favored by 5 at Arlington. Yeah, give me the Bengals, honestly.
Same here. Same here. Okay, so the last game is the Rams and Bills, right?
Yeah.
What's the line on that? What's the line? Yeah, I know. Of course, I know your ass is not going to choose the Rams. What's the line on that?
It's Bills are favored by 4.5.
All right. So I'm gonna double down on this. I'm gonna choose my Rams because it's the Rams' house, and we're also gonna be going to Vegas.
Okay.
When we get there on Saturday, the first thing I'll do is I'll put 100 on Rams to beat the Bills.
To beat the Bills?
Yeah.
You should put 100 for Rams to win the division.
No, I'm doing that too though.
Okay.
Yeah, but just to show you how much I love my Rams against the Bills, I'm gonna take.
They'll cover the 4. They'll probably win by a field goal.
You think Bills gonna win by at least field goal? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna choose my Rams to win this, man. But I am gonna put Rams to win the division.
Okay.
And also, I don't know. I don't want to say anything else, but yeah.
You get a feeling, huh? Something happening over there?
No.
They're gonna go against an MVP and potential MVP Josh Allen. Red Hot Bills.
Hangover effect, man.
They won the division. California. No more blizzard.
I mean, those girls gonna be out, right? And they're gonna be here a little early, right? And they can party
Josh
it up.
Allen just got engaged to one of the most prettiest women there is, so.
True, but you talk about California, man, Hollywood, sheesh. So yeah.
All right, this will be interesting. We will definitely have a story in our IG of this. So, putting his money down.
Yeah, it will be
his money where his mouth is, and he will literally vote to lose $100. All right, got it. Cool.
Yeah. Do it. We
Go
will
out,
see.
man, while we're there. And what we should do is also we should have our buddy who is a big Philly fan also do the same thing. Don't make him legit. Put him to win a Super Bowl.
For Super Bowl, yeah.
He really thinks adamant. He really thinks that we're the haters. So we will say, all right, buddy, you put your money where your mouth is.
I'm putting money where my mouth is.
Yeah, I used to do this. When Tom Brady was playing, I was putting money for him too all the time. When I was in Vegas, I would put money down for him all the time. So that's me because I'm a big Brady fan. Even though when they lost the last season, the Buccaneers, I was like, they're still gonna make it playoffs, whatever. So I still did it. But
so we are gonna have our our Eagles buddy with us,
Yeah. So we'll
We
tell
should
him.
do a podcast with him being in it.
Oh yeah.
We'll do a late night one, Vegas edition. We'll do
Yeah.
like 4 in the morning or something, 3 in the morning, man. Having some whiskey while we're doing this, you know?
Hell yeah.
Are you down for
Heck yeah.
that? Like,
I'm
come on.
down, dude. It'd be
All right.
fun as hell.
I'll have my microphone. I'll have my computer. You know.
We'll just use our phones to call in and stuff. Yeah, we'll definitely do that though.
No, we gotta do it, and then we'll have guest appearance because we're gonna have a couple of other guys like Laker fan,
Yeah.
and then my brother's gonna be there, of course, live. So and then who else? Sanchez, who's a Rockets fan, So
Yeah.
we'll have like we'll do like a 4 o'clock in the morning with whiskey.
Yeah.
Let's do
I
that.
like that. We'll do it, man. It'd be fun as heck. It'd be so much fun.
It'll be great, man.
All right, let's get into some basketball before we wrap up. We're just coming off of a nice LA loss to the
Such a great
Timberwolves.
spanking, man. Such a great spanking. I mean, this was a loss already on the schedule, the back to back with playing Timberwolves. I mean, legs are tired. I mean, they didn't even show up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yesterday we got lucky, by the way, because I don't know what Hardy was doing calling a timeout. Like they would have won that game,
Sexton
but
won that
he
game.
gifted us. He gifted us. He gifted us. So
yeah. So 12-9 Lakers are not the record I'm assuming you want them to be at. So 21 games in for Lakers. How are we looking, man? How you feeling?
It could have been better, but can't complain. We're above 500. We're breathing still, right? I mean, that's the whole thing.
We're in the play-in. Yep.
I mean, I'm pulling up the standings right now because I know your ass is gonna say that.
They're eighth place.
They're eighth. Right now, you're winning, right? So, look, man. We're above 500. We weren't that, So I'm happy that they're above 500, but we could have been better. There's a couple of games we could have won. We just gave it away. Mm-hmm. Orlando's one of them where we could have won that game. There's. I mean, look, we were 12-8 right before today's game, which was 20 games in. I felt that the record should have been a little more towards like 14-6, mm-hmm. to be honest. Then, 2 more games. I think we could have won, here and there. So it should have been more of 14-6 kind of record in the first 20 games. But it's okay. I mean, but 2 games above 500, first 20 games. Let's improve on that. Next 20 games, hopefully we're 5-6 games above 500, right? Because imagine, we weren't that in 40 games, right? In mid-January, when 40 games are up, we were always like down and under, mm-hmm. and we were like 9th or 10th place all the time, and they always have to say that Lakers got to make a run in the second half. They always do. They end up doing it and make the playing game, right? So the key thing is, can we build off all this? And then obviously we see that we need a big man because AD can't really play center, man. The guy is too weak. He gets pushed around by freaking Gobert today. Gobert had 16 and 10 or 16 and 12 or 18 and 12, whatever he had. Come on, man. That can't happen. I mean, when you have Gobert scoring more than I think Anthony was only at 10 points. No, he had more. Did he have 10 points or more points? Let me check today.
He had 12. Yeah.
12, right?
Gobert had 17 and 12, and then AD had 12.
So when Gobert's kind of outscoring you and outplaying you, dude, you didn't show up today.
Yeah. And especially with Anthony Edwards only getting 8 points, you just know that something bad was going to happen when Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, is not scoring. You still lose by 29 points. It's a big mark.
The one thing I'm very disappointed in JJ Redick, man, to be critiquing him, is that his defense is not good. I mean, we have Scott Brooks and Nate McMillan, who are defensive-minded coaches. So what's missing there, man? Because our rotations are slow and we're not hitting. Don't get me wrong. His offensive schemes are good. He's prepared, which is great. Mm-hmm. Darvin Ham was not prepared for offensive schemes. He was not ready to go in and have good out of timeout plays or out of inbounds. Mm-hmm. Darvin Ham's defense was okay, legit, And so Reddick is opposite. His offense is ready, he's prepared, but his defense, man, is very lackadaisical, concerning little. He needs to sharp that up, and I don't know. I mean, we need a center, maybe that's gonna cover it. I don't know, man. To be honest, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the thing with JJ is that I think he is so he had Connect playing starters today, right? So I think he is so focused on trying to blow out teams. And when you have three potential starters who don't play defense, which is LeBron James, D'Lo, and Connect,
Yeah.
you will struggle.
Yeah.
Like I get. At the same time, Cam Reddish is not our answer. I'm not saying put Cam Reddish back in. He's not our answer to this. But like there must be, and maybe it is slipping AD back into the power forward and having maybe Rui be our full small arms shooting guard probably, and keep D'Lo and have a good center. But there just isn't a good defensive center that we can use right now. Like who's out there? And don't say Dwight Howard. He's washed.
No, Valanciunas, right? I mean,
Okay, he's more of a scorer then, all right?
He is, but the guy from Wizards as well too, Jonas. What's his name? Washington Wizards. He played for Memphis too, man. He's a big guy who's he's like a tree. He can just stay there, right? No, yeah, Valanciunas. That's Valanciunas. He's his defender. Kola Vucevic from Chicago is more of a scorer. You know, that's the guy I think you're mistaken. But like, yeah, well, yeah. You know, Jonas Valanciunas. You know, he's like a big tree out there. You know, who can actually, you know, stay in his spot. You know, and not back down from centers. Right? I mean, there's not much options out there, right? But we desperately need a big man, you know, because if you can see, man, everyone is the scheme against the Lakers is that attack them down low, like drive in, and defense will collapse, and then they will throw the ball out, and they'll open threes,
right?
And that's how teams are scoring on us, right? Because the thing is this, man, we can't defend down low at all. Like, we're getting out rebounded. People can't rebound. And the thing is this, man, rebounding is a team rebound, right? You can't just put on an 80. But like, no one's rebounding. Like, nobody wants to crash the boards. Like, we're giving teams like second and third looks. Obviously, they can score on us. So that's concerning, man. That's what I'm kind of concerned with JJ Redick, is like his defensive scheme is not there. He needs to focus on that a little more. And like I said, he has two assistant coaches who are defensive minded, which is Scott Brooks and Nick McMillan. So do something, man. Like, change it. I mean, it's not about changing rotations or this or that. I mean, defense comes from heart, man. You got to play hard, and it comes from the heart as well, you know. And so it's not skilled, you know. It's not you don't got to be gifted to play defense. Defense is all hustle.
Yeah.
You want to guard that guy or not? Like, I mean, if I'm playing against you, my goal is for you not to, you know, go around me. I'm gonna try to stay in front of you and defend you, right? Yeah, obviously, if you shoot and make it, well, fine, that happens. But I'm telling you right now, 9 out of 10, you're not gonna make it every time, you know. So Lakers are not playing defense. Like, they have guys going around them. Like, what do you like? They're not even moving their feet. I mean, this is weird. Come on, so
the Lakers. You know, again, fun fact for you: they have the same record after the first 21 games with Darvin Ham. Then
I knew you were gonna say that because I saw that too right now.
So
I know.
So, we didn't add anything. Apparently, Darvin Ham was the worst coach ever, and JJ Redick is the next Phil Jackson. Yeah, and the reason I say is because I'm already starting to see a lot of JJ Redick memes out there about how he's a better analyst. So he rather, like, in the huddle, like there's a meme about him being in the huddle and doing a podcast with LeBron versus actually setting up good plays for the offense to go around. I'm like, oh, hey, LeBron, who's the best 3-point shooter in the league? And about like doing a podcast with him. Like, that's what he's saying, because even in his press conferences, he's more analytical and he's giving analysis on what's happening versus as a coach, what does he need to do differently? He's just talking about like, oh, this is why this is happening. This is why this is happening. It's like, well, what are you doing differently? You know, you're an analytical person. You should be doing something else differently.
Right.
But that's like one thing that I've seen memes around. But I mean, I hate the fact that like we're back in as a Lakers fan. We're saying we need another one more piece. We need another piece. Like, this is why I rather would have kept Darvin Ham, kept the same strategy, because again, I mean, maybe we ended with a better record. You don't know that yet, but we may or may not. But at least we had some sort of like continuous with them, you know.
Yeah.
I just don't. As long as JJ Redick is our coach for a long term, I just don't like the fact that like if he's just going to stay for a little bit, because LeBron is kind of going back to his old thing about like not playing defense, not getting back on defense, not crashing the boards. He's a -28. His plus and minus is always the worst in the team when he's on the floor. And that's not just because he's not scoring points, because he's also giving up a lot of points. So like, that's the issue. So when is JJ gonna come in and say, LeBron, we need you to hustle, man. I get you're 40 years old. I get you can't play defense. I understand it. But what can we do? What kind of scheme can we have? Or can we just have you rest some days to give your legs? Because his lack of defense and leadership is also affecting it too. And I know LeBron is also very salty about Bronny getting a lot of hate because now Bronny potentially is also going to go to a different G League team because South Bay Lakers don't want him, something like that. So like, there's a lot of stuff happening with that as well. And I just this is what I always tell you. Can he challenge LeBron James as a leader? That's where JJ Redick is going to shine. And LeBron can say, "Coach me up, JJ. I'll take it," but it's not showing in the first 21 games.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's a good analysis. I agree. Completely what you said about it. I mean, and also LeBron is not playing the same level that he did last year either. Like today's game, man. Like, okay, so far he's been like, I forgot, I lost track of it, but he's 0 for 25 from 3-pointer. He hasn't made a 3-pointer. No, but he didn't make any 3-pointer so far in the past like 4 games or 5 games or something. He was 0 for 25 or something, and like a couple of threes he took, it was like air balls.
Yeah, I know. That's my main thing with him is that I hope LeBron stops shooting threes. And I hope he just crashes and just plays a little bit of defense and motivates the team to play defense. Because a lot of teams do, not a lot of teams, but a lot of the players feed off of his energy. And when he doesn't play or when he just gives on play nonstop, I mean, it just whatever, right?
I mean, the smart thing to do, man. I mean, I don't know if Reddick is doing it, but you can tell that LeBron is getting out hustled and outplayed by the other team's small forward. It's better to put him as a power forward because those guys don't run that as much, and LeBron can actually stay in front of them, because you can tell like today McDaniels, was going around him, and like I mean, he's gonna keep. And once one player goes around, the defense breaks down, right? Because you gotta back him up, and then it's just chasing the ball. Then after that, So I noticed that, man. I mean, LeBron's defense is really bad, man. He needs to do something about it, man.
Nothing against LeBron. Again, what he's playing at the level he's playing at the age he's at, it's amazing. It's incomprehensible. It's like Tom Brady-esque, right? Like, don't get me wrong, but like this more than football is a big team sport. Like very, very reliant on him performing. And he's playing a lot of minutes. He's on the court a lot, so his influence is even more than like Tom Brady's would be because Tom Brady can only play offense and the defense has to take care of it own, right? So like. If Tom Brady was playing defense, I understand, but he didn't. So that's why it's amazing what he's doing, but it's also sort of hurting his team. And in the way that like I think Reddick can figure out what he can do, because it's more the same. I feel like and I think obviously Reddick is there to bring another layer to his team, but it just feels like we're kind of back to where we were last year with this team.
So, out of curiosity, can you check what was the record after 40 games?
After 40 games?
40 games.
I literally just counted it. That's why. I just saw I saw the schedule and I just counted how many wins and losses.
Just check the next 20 games because we already know the same record. I want to know what they were. I know they were below. I think they were below. Or they're hovering around 500, I think. Or it was like 20 and 21, 2020 or something.
2023. No one has the answer. I mean, I have to count them by.
Yeah.
Lakers record their first 40 games. To get back to you on that, I don't have no idea.
No worries, man. It'll be for the next podcast.
Yeah, for sure we'll have it.
But yeah, and I agree.
They were 19 and 21. You're right. They were 19 and 21 after 40 games last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were 12 and 8, and then they won 19 and 41.
The below, okay. So let's see how it goes. The next 20 games, man. That's gonna be huge.
I mean, they won a banner in that, so that's also a thing, right? They got the banner in that.
Darvin Ham went undefeated, man, for the in-season tournament. People are still barking on that. It is hilarious. That's so funny, man.
Before we go, I did have one thing I want to talk about in this, as far as NBA, and this is something that I've seen a lot of news and mostly on like TikTok and IG. But a lot of people are getting frustrated with NBA. They're saying that it's not watchable. It's not fun to watch. No one wants to watch the games. What do you? I mean, there's a lot of contributing factors. People say it's players injured and not playing, like, Kawhi Leonard
Yeah.
and beat all them. It's also too many threes. It's just not fun because there's no good play calling. It's just everyone jacking up threes left and right. There's no emphasis on defense anymore. Or what do you think it is? Because
it's funny you brought that
it's
up.
I mean, I'm not quite sure where I am with it. What are your thoughts?
It's funny, Iman Shumpert was on his own podcast or someone else's podcast. I don't know if you heard this last week. He said, remember that first finals that Golden State made against Cavaliers, and Cavaliers lost Kevin Love earlier that postseason, and then they lost Kyrie Irving in the finals, and then Cleveland ended up winning. Golden State ended up winning that series, and that was like the coming out party for Steph and the Golden State Warriors of the dynasty, right? So it's funny because he said that what Steph Curry did and Golden State Warriors did, the difference between them and the Phoenix Suns of early 2000s or late 2000s is that Suns couldn't win that championship, so nobody respected the way they played. He's like, if we would have won that championship, because we felt we were better, we had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Both were out. People don't realize that. And if we still had both of them and we beat them in that first go-around, who knows if they would have won the second championship, right? Right? And so then we won the third one, they said, right? So basically, he's saying that if we would have just won the championship and not let Golden State win, this is where three-point shooting came from. Them winning a championship, and everyone thinks that's normal. This is what I want to do. All I want to do is shoot threes. That would change the whole game, the whole narrative that shooting threes are okay. Because before, teams were barely averaging like 15 threes, 10 threes a game. That's it. Now teams are averaging like upper like 30s, Half of their offense is all about threes, right? Big man shooting threes. So I agree with that, man. The game, I don't want to say Steph and other players like ruined the game. I mean, they changed the game, right? In a different way. That, 3 points are okay for anybody. Doesn't matter if you're 6'1" to 7'6". The game has changed, right? Now you have Victor who's shooting threes, like who's 7'6", right? And Chet Holmgren doing the same thing. So the game is more finesse, right? It's not NBA was never a finesse basketball league. It was more of a hardcore wrestling kind of match, where it's gonna be a defensive game,
physical and
like
close games at all
how
times.
Lakers and OKC played on Saturday or Friday, whatever the Saturday or Friday they played, and that's how the games are supposed to be played.
Yeah,
like it was greedy, it was very like rough and tough. The refs let them play. I don't know if you noticed in the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth quarter, the score was like 80 something, 80, 88 or whatever. That kind of game keeps you glued to the TV.
Right.
Because you know why? Because I don't know if you remember early 2000s, when you had a 20-point lead, it's kind of like football. When there's a 3-touchdown lead, it's game's over. Just get ready for next week. Back then, 20-point lead basically meant game's over. Now, even a 20-point lead or a 25-point lead in a quarter is not safe because all they're going to do is shoot threes and come back, right? That's why people are not glued to it anymore, is because they know that the teams will come back, and if they don't come back, it's whatever. Yeah. It's not fun anymore. So that's why they're losing so much viewership, right? I mean, because of that reason. And they're
losing a lot. It's actually surprising because even Adam Silver had to come out and say, like, what is he doing different? Because they just signed a big TV deal.
Yeah.
And so even the people who signed it, they're like, is this going to be legit? Like, are we going to be able to be sustaining this kind of viewership? Because they placed it on the last few years, right? Not this current NBA we have now. And I think they're getting very nervous because the viewership is down. I mean, I as a Laker fan, I don't really care to watch most of these games anymore, just because I'm like, it's the NBA slowly is becoming like baseball, where you only get interested when you get closer to playoffs.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, let's see how my team's.
Exactly.
Lakers are in 6. Okay, let's see how close we get. Until then, like, no one cares. Whereas football, you watch week 1, week 2, and it's much more like you can follow a 17 season, 17 game season easily. In the NBA, LeBron's not playing this one game, we're gonna lose this game, or Embiid's not playing this game, we'll lose that game. Like, there's just no like interest. And I do agree with you that it does get frustrating watching the not the Lakers, but just the players in general just jack up 3-pointers. They even had a stat, right? They said, even though we're taking more threes, we're not making them as much as the percent of makes is still like middle of the pack compared to the other seasons where people were shooting less 3-pointers. So it's not like we're getting better at making threes. We're just taking more, but the average is still the same. So like, what is the point? Why not just play hard-nosed basketball, go down the paint versus just bailing it out? And I don't know what it is. Like, there's just not that competitiveness anymore. It's easier to take a 3 and run back versus let me get into the paint, let me dominate.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. And so, I mean, I do feel that their NBA is in kind of trouble because the viewership is not there anymore, man. I mean, back then I used to love NBA, man. I mean, you had those stars with Kobe, Garnett.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard. No one's gonna take days off, right?
Yeah.
Like LeBron, it's kind of like LeBron mentality. He doesn't take day off. LeBron could easily said, "I'm done today. I don't want to play." You know,
he's like 40 years old. Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna play. Like
his game showed,
could, but he's not.
His game showed today that he needed a day off today. You know, and he didn't though. He didn't though. That's the thing, right? And so, but there's players out there that taking days off, and this like load management kind of killed the NBA. To be honest with you,
I agree.
And so I mean, the difference I see, man. One last thought, man.
Yeah.
About NBA, difference between Adam Silver and David Stern is that Adam Silver actually represented the NBA and the owners. Feel that David Stern represented the NBA and the owner, and Adam Silver is representing the players when he should be representing the owners and the NBA. He's doing what's good for the players. He wants to be one of them boys. You know what I'm saying?
He wants to be so liked by the players.
It's so wrong.
That I think the owners are starting to get pissed off.
Well, because
and a lot of fans are too, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because he's making the games so easy not to be watched, because this load management shit would not be happening under David Stern's watch.
Oh yeah,
he'll be suspending people left and right. You're not playing? You want load management? I'm gonna suspend you without pay. Let's see if you come back for it. Let's see if you want to sit out that game. If the team's not gonna fine you, we're fining you, and we were suspending you too without pay.
And every player's clause will have something about load management. If you do it, you're out. You get 50% of your. But like, all these contracts that are being signed without any kind of load management clauses are causing issues, because I got Paul George signing a big old contract, and it's like, I mean, he's injured, but is he really, or is he just sitting out? Or Embiid saying, I'm not gonna play back-to-back games anymore. Like, it's just already being said, and you have these millions and millions of dollar players that are just saying, I'm not gonna do it. Whereas David Stern, you're right, he was so, to the point where I know a lot of players hated him for it, but
he's suspended.
He really did grow the NBA for the owners.
He's the reason why the game got expanded to the other countries, because of him. Yeah. The way he advertised it, right? So that's my last thought before I interrupted you. But I don't like what Adam Silver's doing, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that is a very, very valid point. I think the commissioner has to do a lot with this too, and especially him trying to change the All-Star game. Did you watch this joke of an All-Star thing that he's trying to do?
I don't know why he keeps on changing it. Just keep it how it is. All-Star game is never going to be interested, man. No, I mean, honestly, All-Star game is all about fun and whatever. Like, stop making it, competitive. No one's going to try hard. And the second thing, man, this in-season bullshit, man. I hate the courts. I hate their jerseys. Like, no one cares for these stupid trophies. People are playing harder because you're giving them money, right? Why don't you do the opposite and take money away when they're sitting out? If you care about giving out money, take money away from them.
Yeah, when the Lakers won last year, people joked about it, like, "Oh, haha, you won the in-season, you won the participation trophy." Like, no one cared.
Exactly.
And then, especially now, like, no one's watching these games either. Like, no one, I don't know what. I see group play. I'm like, oh god, does it mean the freaking course gonna be like bright pink or something like that, and I gotta go watch this game for 2 hours?
It hurts your eyes, man. Watching that shit, it's like, come on, man.
My OLED TV's gonna get burned in because of his stupid colors. Like,
seriously,
what are we doing?
Yeah, dude. So that's my thing about NBA, man. That's why football is growing the game better, because Roger Goodell doesn't make players happy.
Cater to the players.
Exactly. He makes the owners, in the league what it's supposed to be.
Which honestly, like, as much as I know, like, people don't like that, I think that's what grew the NBA the most. Is that not giving players. I mean, there should be player empowerment, but there should be still some back and forth with some of these players. Not just like, hey, it's okay, slap on the back, or it's all right, you guys can try your best next year, because the NBA is going to lose a lot of money. I mean, NFL is blowing up a lot more this year, I think, than any other sport. And now baseball is catching up too with the Dodgers.
Exactly. And then the thing is that Adam Silver, like, taking the rights over from TNT when he had an agreement that they can match any offer. I mean, obviously they had to match the TV offer and not streaming offer. But dude, you're not gonna say like 10 years ago that streaming was gonna take this big of a leap, right? And so, and honestly, dude, I'll be honest with you, Thursday's games were boring. and they are boring. But I'm one of those guys that tuned in to Inside the NBA.
Same.
I watched it because they're gonna say something stupid.
Yeah.
And that's the whole
most
thing
of the time,
about it.
I'm actually watching just them talking. Like, I don't watch the game.
Exactly.
Even on YouTube, they have clips of just them talking and just like
Exactly.
Chuck saying some random stuff or whatever. It's their Emmy-winning show. Like, it's not whatever show. Yeah,
they
like
keep on winning that stuff, man. Like, I mean, they're entertaining and like they're speaking their mind, you know. And so it's like that's another thing, you know. David Stern doesn't listen to the fans. What they want is Inside the NBA, and he's getting rid of it. But now ESPN's gonna have the rights. And you know, when Disney has the rights, I mean, they talking the way they want to talk. I mean, come on,
look
like
at McAfee. I mean, they ruined McAfee for the bad.
Exactly. You know, no, I mean, I guarantee you, McAfee's ratings are down when he has his own private way. You know,
and pretty much after he's off ESPN and he stays on YouTube, that's when everything turns back up again and all the viewership comes back because they're like, it's so much because they start cussing, they start saying whatever they want, all these things, and it's fun again. Versus when they're on ESPN, they're so like, you know, like just trying to be very PC about everything. Yeah, scripted.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
So I don't know, man. It'd be interesting, but I am excited for this weekend. We'll definitely do a live podcast. It'd be fun as heck to get all the boys there. We'll bring some microphones. We'll kick it, have some whiskey, relax, have some good time, man.
It'll be Vegas time, bro. Can't wait. Do a celebration, man. Let's do this. We got this.
Well, we will see you guys in Vegas, live from Vegas, and we'll make sure that Kenil does put his money where his mouth is.
Hey, he's going to tape it. Don't worry. You'll get it. It'll be on Brown Balls. Don't worry.
Can't wait. We'll see you guys next week. Later, guys.
Take care, man. Peace.